watching WBRZ News 2 at noon.
Welcome back. Well, with the threat of heavy flooding fresh in the minds of South Louisiana residents, officials urge everyone to get it.
You know, Louisiana Senator Bill Cassidy dropped by the newsroom and visited with News 2's Johnson Von Springer, who has more on the National Flood Insurance Program.
We're joined by Senator Bill Cassidy. Thanks so much for joining us. So we are here talking about the National Flood Insurance Program. Obviously, Congress needs to reauthorize it by the end of September. What are you and other senators working on to try to get that accomplished?
Yeah, so we've made tremendous progress. First, the House of Representatives is passing a bill that they will send to us, but we're adding some reforms to that. And the reforms will make the program more affordable for the family, more accountable to the taxpayer, more sustainable for our country. And we have both Democrats, Republicans, we have the Northeast and the Gulf Coast coming together. We think with that coalition we can get reauthorization, it's called, of the program for at least 5 years.
So let's talk about, obviously last week we experienced Barry in some form, a lot of people talking about flooding now after that storm. Kind of talk about how important this is to reauthorize it, especially now when we're in the midst of hurricane season.
So first, it's very important. I mean, if you flood, you want to have protection for your assets should you flood. But Barry gave us an example. If you invest money in decreasing your risk of flooding, you save money. I spoke to Gordy Dove, a parish president down in the Bayou region, and he relates how under Rita, 10 to 11,000 homes flooded. Now, with the mitigation projects that have been put in place, only 10 homes did. And that was the one area where the levee has not been completed. If you mitigate, if you give communities and families the ability to protect themselves, you don't pay money on the back end. So you make it more affordable by making it more sustainable. And you make it more sustainable by creating resources to decrease your risk of flooding. That's what our bill does.
Let's kind of talk about two scenarios here. If it does get reauthorized before it expires currently in September, talk about what residents, the benefits residents will experience by reauthorizing it, and you say adding some more measures to it.
First, we decrease the rate of increase of premiums. So right now, FEMA's about to come out with new rules which may mean that people's premiums increase 18% per year. We ratchet that down to protect folks from these rapid premium increases that make it unable for them to afford their insurance. They just drop the program, number one. Number two, I mentioned, we create more dollars for communities and families to decrease their flood risk. So you might say, well, wait a second, that increases the cost of the program by giving more dollars to families and communities. No, it decreases the cost of the program because it makes you less likely to flood. Think about what I just said. Instead of 10 to 11,000 homes flooding with all that payout, only 10 homes flooded. So we think that also makes it more affordable by decreasing your risk of flooding, more sustainable by decreasing the payout on the backside. There's more things to talk about, but that's a nice start.
So on the other end of the spectrum, say Congress does not reauthorize this by the time it expires, end of September, I guess how detrimental, or what would residents back here at home see in terms of it expiring?
I'm confident there would be some extension of the program. But what I want is the program to be extended long term with these reforms that make it more affordable, more accountable, and more sustainable. And that's our goal.
And finally, we are seeing this coalition, obviously Democrats and Republicans from all over the country. What are you hearing from other people who are helping you in this effort about the necessity of making sure this program continues for at least the next 5 years?
Northeast got hit by Superstorm Sandy not that long ago. The Northeast is all about it. But I'll tell you, some states that are not on coast have more claims on the program than states that are on the coast. Why? If you're in West Virginia and you live next to a river between two mountains and there's a lot of rain, that valley fills up. So-called riverine systems are as much at risk as coastal systems. And so we are bringing protection to Pennsylvania and to Colorado and to West Virginia in these riverine systems, just like we are to Louisiana, Mississippi, and to New Jersey and New York. So I think there's benefits here for Americans wherever they live.
All right, Senator Bill Cassidy, thanks so much. The National Flood Insurance Program set to expire September 30th of this year. Senator Cassidy, as well as other Democrats and Republicans in both the House and the Senate, working to get that reauthorized. We'll send it back to you.